I know.
Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. And boy, do we have a show for you tonight. We've got a panel that's so funny my sides are already hurting. They're a great panel. It's our usual Thursday panel with the Bollox boys. They're kind of like pre-gaming with us before they actually game with themselves.
Game.
Game with themselves. Gam was your,
Yeah. So
was
not-
it Gam your
I'm
grandmother's
just
name?
not going to say anything.
Why do you think I need glasses?
We've already started having fun.
By the way, Troy.
We are going to have so much fun today. All right, let's do some, let's make some money. Let's get some ads read so we can get to all the important news that we have today. And then some great trivia that will send you on your pre-weekend, long weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Labor Day weekend deal. You guys are going to have fun. All right, locally owned and operated. The Trigali family owns both Carmela's Pizzeria and 123 Burger House. They are both amazing restaurants on King Street. They're family owned. They serve great food. They've got authentic wood-fired pizzas. They have all kinds of other food as well, including ice cream. They offer dine-in, takeout, and delivery through both Bite Squad and Grubhub. And the Tringali family and all of their staff would like to thank you for your business. They're wonderful. The pizza's amazing. The burgers are great. What do you eat, Troy? You the sandwich guy?
Oh, I do the fried egg one.
The fried egg one. The farmer.
Yeah.
One of us reads the menu. Yes, the farmer. Amanda, you're up.
Oh, me. It's my turn.
That's you.
I was a little afraid. It's Epic. All right, let's step into a world of support and healing with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. For over 50 years, Epic has been a beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance use and mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. With a range of programs tailored to meet a diverse needs, Epic offers accessible solutions for everyone. From their walk-in access center to their mobile response team, from inpatient detoxification to outpatient counseling, Epic provides comprehensive care every step of the way. Their service includes psychiatric evaluations, medication management, medication-assisted treatment, care coordination, peer support, suicide prevention training, parenting education, and much, much more. Epic also helps out all around St. Augustine. They have the Taste of St. Augustine, the Flower Garden Expo, Ancient City Kids Day. They are everywhere. They're helping everywhere they can. They're truly honored to serve their community, offering all kinds of help and hope to everyone that needs it. Epic Behavioral Healthcare, thank you for joining our sponsorship, y'all. We have Abear, Kresge & Associates. They are a full-service local CPA firm with a team of skilled professionals dedicated to providing top-level service in the areas of tax compliance, planning for businesses, individuals, estates, and trusts, audits, reviews, and other accounting services, business valuations, forensic analysis, and litigation support. You can reach them at 904-460-0747 or online at abearkresgecpa.com.
And Land Title of America, whether you realize it or not, when you refinance the sale or purchase of a home, there's a title company involved. Don't get stuck with some out-of-town title company who doesn't give a crap when you're faced with challenges. Stay local and choose Land Title of America. Just call or text Stephen Collins, 904-501-4481. He specializes in all types of real estate transactions. Land Title, your local title company, insuring America's land one title at a time. Because
they give a crap.
Finally, we got teamwork. I love it.
That is my gift to you.
Amanda coached us last week.
Man.
I talked them into it last week, and they cringed every second of it.
I saved that just for Thursday so we can do it together.
We had give a crap practice.
Yes, I'm glad that you gave a crap practice. All right, speaking of giving a crap, the state park is done, right? The state park expansion, the hotel, all that stuff is shelved for right now.
It is done for now.
Okay, good.
It is done for now. I don't think it ever really had life.
No.
But it is done for now.
No. And I couldn't say anything because I'm on the planning and zoning board of the city. Yeah. And
I expressed my opinion.
Amanda expressed her opinion, and I was like a guy married to Amanda that had nothing to say because I didn't want to drag out. I just nodded, right? I was like, yes. She said, you look just like Louis right now.
Yeah. Well, I had to do that on an article this morning that came out in West Augustine because I'm on the TDC board.
Yes.
And it was one of those situations that might come in front of us. Yeah. So I had to go, And people were asking where was the mayor and the city commission yesterday's press conference. And I explained to them, I was like, they can't show up here because it shows a predisposed opinion on it.
Yes.
So, that's if the press was wondering where the mayor of St. Augustine was, where the city commissioners were, they couldn't be there yesterday.
No.
Just in case it came in front of them.
Yeah.
So anyone that might have to issue an official opinion, they weren't there so that it wouldn't be biased.
Yeah, they would have had to have done the zoning changes and some of those things, that the land use changes and some of those. Like Mike would have had to do some of those.
Yeah.
As on the advisory
PZB,
board.
yep.
So
I texted David Burcham on Monday. You want to come talk about the state park? I got a one-word reply. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, so we're all doing our due diligence and staying out of issues we're not supposed to.
Yeah,
So.
and there's the wisest answer he could give you.
And I have lots to say about it, but there's no need to say anything because I can't.
But I have people that try and draw me into group text.
Yeah.
And I can't go into those texts because I can take the information, but I can't give any response to it at all. So I just can't participate in it. So.
Yeah, I had somebody try to draw me into a group text this summer, and I'm not going to name names when the situation was over, but it was a pointed question in front of a whole bunch of other people in a text, and I just opted out of I just left the text. It's like, if you have a question for me, call me.
Yeah.
But don't text me in front of a whole group of people on something really controversial and expect me to chime in on that, because that's not how I operate.
Yeah.
You can listen to my show. You can find out exactly how I feel about it.
Because we abide by the Sunshine Law.
Yes. Well, that wasn't even a sunshine law. It was just a personal matter of don't drag me into your fight. If you want to ask me a question, ask me.
But that doesn't preclude you from having your own opinion on an issue. And whether you're sitting on a zoning board or not, you can still have an opinion. And
you can't.
Yep.
You have to.
Well,
but if you have a predisposed opinion before you heard the facts, then it's prejudiced.
If
Sorry, this is how we do it in Florida, not New York.
Yeah, no, I mean, I sat on the zoning board for a long time.
We don't ask the union bosses how to vote, Lenny. We kind of make up our own mind.
We all know where they're voting the second they walk in.
Unions in Florida? Wait, I didn't think they were allowed anymore.
No,
there's no unions in Florida.
I don't want any unions.
If you don't get
in Florida.
75%, you can't win.
You know why?
It's only 60,
because
really.
they're not allowed to have a predisposed opinion before they walk in.
Yes.
So that little piece of paper they get handed, they shouldn't read that one? Here,
No.
this is for you. This is for you. This is for you.
Yeah. Well, we can take the information.
Right.
We just can't give our opinion.
But so the expectation is that when you're sitting on the dais and you're pontificating from your official position on a board,
we can let it
then
go.
you can go there. But up until that point in time, you can't offer an opinion to help mold the conversation.
And in a public setting, you cannot.
You should not.
You and I can have I can have a drink and we can talk about it.
Right.
But we can't share it out with everyone who's out there.
I understand the distinction of, 3 or more members of a board, being in cahoots and can't discuss it there because it violates the Sunshine Law if we're having a conversation. But one person having an opinion and vocalizing that opinion.
If I were to have an opinion about that, I would have to disclose that at the planning and zoning meeting in the city. At which time I would have to name every one of you in the conversation that I had, plus all of my listeners that were listening. So it's best not to say anything and just wait.
I can understand that.
Ex parte would be so extreme.
Yes.
Especially because you have a forum that's not just somebody showing up at a meeting or buttonholing you on a street corner.
Yeah.
Because this forum goes out to 20, 35,000 people.
I get people that call and ask me about issues on planning and zoning. I'm like, keep talking, and I'm going to disclose. All you got to do is say one more thing and disclose this. Well, I don't want people to know what we talked about. Well, then don't bring it up because I got to disclose it. So one more sentence and we're disclosing this. So, all right, we did preview. It was our first installment of a new segment on Tuesdays with Davey because Davey knows all about fashion. So we previewed this new segment. Would Troy wear it?
Would
Troy wear it is the new segment. Now, this all came out
I've seen that.
of a picture I took of a guy in California walking in an outfit. And I thought, well, would Troy wear this? Is this something that Troy would wear? Okay. So Davey brought some things. I brought some stuff. So this is the first outfit. So the question is, Troy, would you wear this? All of these, of course, with the reasonable and appropriate hat.
Would you dress
Yes.
like a citrus pineapple candy
Oh,
cane?
that's an easy yes.
That's a nice cabana. That's a nice cabana.
That one's not even questionable. I mean, that looks comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's like a nice linen. Yeah, I'd wear that.
We
matches.
had you 100% in that.
Yeah.
We
That was an
had you in
an
that.
easy yes.
All right,
Yes.
what about
All right,
this one?
here's the next one.
Would you wear this?
I have to wait until
Little
it pops up on
70s retro, but would you wear
I
it?
actually have that.
I think that's what Mike said.
You can carry off those high-waisted pants.
I can tell you this. I don't think I can wear it now because I got a little bit of a dad bod going.
Yeah.
So I'd have to drop a couple pounds before I would try and put that on.
Okay, well, the next one might help with
Okay.
the dad bod.
Okay.
But it's very,
Now-
you have to go to the right event with this one.
Okay.
And I thought this was a no for you. Some people in the audience thought you and Rebecca might wear this for Halloween, but I thought no.
I said if you were
don't
going
see
to Oktoberfest or the right event.
it. I just don't see in that.
I've worn actual lederhosen, but this one's like, you know,
What about the Toreador outfit?
70s. I don't think I would. I'm gonna go with Mike on this one. I don't think I would wear that one.
Okay. All right.
And out of those two, I don't even know which one I'd wear if you made me put a tie on it.
One
right,
more.
here
we go.
One more. And this one is another retro 70s outfit, which means maybe some of these are coming back. You might be able to raid your closet and find the stuff you had in high school.
Yeah, because I fit. Oh, yeah, that's a yes.
Oh, there you go.
That's an easy yes. And those shoes are awesome.
And you know that shirt would melt in a fire, by the way.
Hers or his?
No, it would melt to you.
Nice.
Yes. It
He
is
likes-
flammable.
Yes,
He likes
absolutely.
the 3-color.
And I
Troy
like-
likes his shirts the way he lives his life.
yes,
Flammable.
flash with a lot of flash and flammable.
That's like I can show my age by saying Huck Puck,
All right.
Huckapoo, Nick Nick.
So we will bring new pictures on Tuesday if you
Okay.
want to watch and see.
So that was 3 yeses and a no.
3 yeses,
Three
and a
yeses
no.
and a no.
And I
All
had
right.
it pegged
And
pretty
I
much
love
right
the
away.
shoes on the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would really would kick it off.
Rebecca, Christmas present.
Tonight
Halloween's
after
coming.
Bollox, when most people have seen all the entertainment they possibly can see between this show and Bollox, there is something going on nationally. It is a sit-down interview with Vice President Kamala Harris and her Vice President running mate, Tim Walz.
It's not awful lot of vices in that room.
There is. So my question to you guys
My
is
kind of room.
comments, predictions, insight on this. Amanda?
I got devices covered in this room, so you guys don't even have to bring any to the room.
Okay.
I have devices for everybody else.
Opinions. I think that everyone should take a drink every time she laughs uncomfortably. But
Oh
just
my
call
God.
an
Brownies
Uber.
is going to be out of liquor.
call an Uber. I think so. She's a female running for president. That's pretty rare to be the nominee for president as a chick. And it's really disappointing that she insisted on bringing her vice presidential nominee rather than just sitting down and doing the interview on her own. I mean, why can't we hear her on her own express what she wants to do for the nation? And I think it's disappointing. It shows a level of weakness that she's not doing it. And I don't like to see that, especially in a candidate that is a female. That's my opinion.
Mr. Blevins.
I think the stigma with her is she kind of has a take control attitude, and I think it actually is good that she's bringing the vice president. I'm still not going to watch or vice president candidate, but I think it's a good thing just for the perception. I could see someone from your side reading it as a weakness and using that as a tool against her. But I think if she's doing it as a unified, we're doing this as a team, it actually strengthens her campaign instead of the other way. So still not going to vote for her.
Lenny?
Well, because nothing's secret in America today, though it's not going to air until tonight, the majority of the text of this has already been released. So her statement is basically, when she's questioned on why did she flip and flop on the border and on fracking and things of that nature, she said, yeah, my positions have changed. I've learned more. I've been in the White House. I've seen how it affects people, and I'm making my decisions based on that, but my values have not changed. So she's going that her values are still the same values, but she's learned different things and understands different things, so now she's made different opinions or different directions in her policies.
Mr. Blevins. Junior.
I'm gonna be watching. I'm more likely. I'll probably be watching Colorado lose against North Dakota State tonight.
Okay,
There's an NCAA game tonight, huh?
Yeah.
The football's
College
back.
opens, yes, sir.
It is.
Football's
Yes, sir.
back.
UCF is playing tonight.
Yes.
But who really cares
All
about
right.
that? But we'll say though,
Orlando.
like joint interviews have happened in the past, so it's not like unusual for the presidential and vice presidential candidate to be interviewed at the same time. Trump, J.D. Vance did that. Romney, Paul Ryan did that. Barack Obama, Joe Biden did that. Like candidates in the past have done it, so it's not really weird. But I do understand that yes, like when Harris first announced her candidacy, she should have done an interview to begin with.
It's incredibly weird for a presidential candidate to not speak unscripted to the American people.
That's not true. Joe Biden didn't do it for
close to
four.
being true.
Yeah, Joe Biden hid in the basement for an entire season.
He took questions, like 3, but he still took questions. She's
That
not
was
taking
already
questions, and
given to him.
she's not talking to the American people, and she's refusing to do it tonight because she insisted on having a second.
Let me give you 2 opinions on this, right? There are only 2 women that have run. She is the first woman of color that has run for the office of president, right? An historic event. To drag a white man along with a woman of color to do the first interview, I find is condescending. I think she ought to stand on her own. She's achieved something that no one else has achieved. She doesn't need an emotional support politician next to her. She should be able to do this all on her own. And here's his problem for the entire evening. If he interrupts her one time and corrects her,
He's mansplaining.
he is mansplaining, which Democratic women cannot stand. However, in this case, he will have been a hero for correcting her. Mark my words, if he mansplains her one time, the headline tomorrow will be, Tim Walz shows other alpha males how to do it correctly. I promise you that will be the headline. Mark my words, that will be the headline.
And here's the difference that I'm going off of what Blake said, because it's always happened in the past. And it's there, and it's definitely her personality is coming off too strong, so she needs to soften that a little bit. I'm not looking at it as a woman of color needing support. I'm looking at it as 2 candidates that needs to soften her image by bringing him along. I don't think it's unusual, and I think it would. I don't think it's anything. Only side that's going to weaponize it's the Republican side.
Which they were going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm already waiting for the clips and the stuff to hit tomorrow morning when I wake up and I can just watch all of it. It doesn't, whatever, any mistakes that are made will be turned and used against her. The best Trump ad that he has right now is one that he is not even in. It has Kamala Harris explaining that eggs are up and meat is up and mortgages are up. And then it cuts to Kamala Harris in another clip in a different outfit and says, that's Bidenomics. And then she 3 or 4 more things that are going up. Everything's going up. And then back to her in a different outfit. That proves that Bidenomics is working. It's the best ad Trump has. He's not in it, and it takes everything that's going up. And she's saying it's going up, and she's saying that's Bidenomics.
But however, Harris's best ad is like all the ads that she's not in when it's only just like Trump clips that he just says on a daily basis. That right there is so Trump's best ad is when Harris is talking, but Harris's best ad is when Trump's talking. So it's, I mean, me with social media, like you have an ability to basically just like find a media clip and just go bam, there you go.
Right. Context doesn't matter any longer because everything's taken out of context.
No. Right now, I kind of check a bunch of news sites. Newsweek is great, right, for clickbait, because I'm looking through some. Donald Trump takes the lead in polls. They want you to click that. 2 stories later, Newsweek, Kamala Harris takes the lead in the polls. Hey, Newsweek, you can't run both of them at the same time. I mean, how desperate are you for ad revenue, buddy?
And plus those Newsweek talk about, Donald Trump's failed endorsements, lost the race in Florida, and guess which race he was talking about?
Oh, a downhill race or something.
No, it was
It was
David Shore?
Yeah.
He actually did endorse Leak as well.
Yeah.
He kind of covered his bases, just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
He kind of did. Okay.
The Trump
Got to hedge your bets.
Indoors.
Right.
I hear somebody here wants to talk about the Arlington Cemetery picture earlier this week. Do you have comments, Blake?
Don't have comments about it. I know a little bit of information about it, but not worthy enough to talk about on this fine establishment show.
Then I will let you slide by. Troy, any comments?
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I think that there is an issue about a rule. I think you're looking at it from two different sides. One, there is a no politicking or filming for politics in the National Cemetery. That's established. It was made clear. Then the corollary to that is, well, but the families said that we can do this because we're here to document this for the families who are saying that they wanted to memorialize this poignant event forever. And that's all well and good. However, the family doesn't get to say, the speed limit's 55, but we want you to drive 80 because we need to get there in a hurry. So we're going to say you can drive 80. It doesn't matter. The fact
This
that
family does when they drive. I've seen them go down the road.
That's true. But the fact that the
We're the two
families,
slowest drivers in this room, probably.
Yeah.
the fact that the families, said it's fine by us, doesn't excuse them from the regulation that is in the cemetery that prevents that. And by extension, there was somebody who was not involved in this, who now that soldier's headstone is prominently, and I'm sure at some point in time they're going to scrub it out because it's America and you can Photoshop anything in or out. But right now, there is the tombstone, both the front and back, of a soldier that sadly committed suicide, buried in that same plot, whose family's going, we got nothing to do with this. We don't want this in there. Why are we involved in this? Why is our picture there? His picture there. Yeah, so that's the crossover.
I have no problem with a former president going and honoring those fallen soldiers.
Correct.
I have absolutely no problem with that at all. I don't even have a problem with a picture of that because I feel like those soldiers, we left them, we hung them out to dry. We asked them to do an impossible mission.
Right.
We didn't give them the right parameters. It was the thing I'm most mad about, and it's not the political part of this, not one SOB that was in charge of that withdrawal from Afghanistan lost their job in the military. Not one person in the State Department. And it's not just that event. It's 20 years of people in the military telling us we were winning over there and that the Afghanistan army could stand up to the Taliban. It was 20 years of the State Department wasting billions of dollars and telling us they were changing Afghanistan. Afghanistan is exactly the way it was the day before we got there, after 9/11. Billions of dollars.
It's been that way for
it can go back. It's
eons.
the same as was when Russia went into it and came back out of it.
It's the same as when Alexander the Great went through there.
They didn't change then. They didn't change when we were there. All they knew is they gathered more weapons from everybody.
Not one person in the State Department or the military or the
intelligence
CIA
community,
lost their job over a 20-year boondoggle and debacle. And that's what I'm most mad about. And those 13 soldiers that died at the end, horrible for their family, but for everybody else, American treasure and lives that were lost in that is bullshit. Somebody in the military should have said, hey, we ain't winning this thing. We need to get out as soon as we can. Year 2, let's get out. Let's move and go as soon as we can go.
So learn nothing from the Russian experience.
Yes. Let's go. We got to get moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know where I was at all along. I said just I carpet bomb the hell out of them.
Yes.
So
and you know what? And that would have accomplished nothing either because it would still be a bunch of mountains and caves and warlords. So at the end of the day, you'd be right back where you started.
They show their head again. We bomb them again. And
Troy is in the whack-a-mole.
You know what? Exactly.
Right.
100%. They're going to be in hiding for the rest of my life and his life.
Yes.
Because I don't want a single one of my kids going over there.
That's
I
right.
never did. And they bombed our towers. You know what? You're taking it on the chin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason they don't let me be in charge.
Well, Robin Williams' joke about this whole situation was, they say we should bomb them into the Stone Age, and they'll say, "Ooh, upgrade."
That's exactly right. Yeah, 100% right.
And we call it rebuilding.
Yes, we call it rebuilding.
Yep.
All right. I don't know if you noticed this week, about 200 plus staffers from the Bush, Romney, and McCain.
All the way back to Reagan, as a matter of fact.
Have signed a letter, same 200 that signed it 4 years ago, that they are rock-ribbed, dyed-in-the-wool conservatives. We know those in conservative circles as a different name. We call them rhinos. And that they're backing Kamala Harris, which to me, if you took a principled stand, you say we're not going to vote or we're going to vote for a third party.
You got to stop there.
I can't see that. But the thing for me that's most interesting is they're like, we can't let this go on. What can't you let go on? Inflation, disasters overseas. What exactly can't let you go on? We're close to a World War III in the Ukraine and the Russian. That you can't let go on, or you want the same administration that got us here to have 4 more years of this? Okay. Just because he's not running doesn't mean it's not the same administration. It's the same administration.
Okay, but I just want to come back to your statement of a principled stand.
Yeah.
Because Republicans don't take a principled stand anymore. They have capitulated and have no backbone, nor, in my opinion, integrity any longer, because nobody, it's an end justifies the means. We want to accomplish something. We don't care who or how we get there. And right now, Donald Trump is driving the bus, driving the train, and regardless of what he does, we're going to support him instead of saying, that's a horrible thing to say. That's a bad position to take. How can this man do this? It's integrity is fleeting, and people are having, look, you can be a conservative or you can be a Republican, but nowadays those lines are no longer blurred where they were once in lockstep.
So let's take integrity completely out of this election.
Okay.
All right. You can say on the left that, well, there's no integrity because Republicans are supporting Donald Trump. People on the right can look at the Democrats and go, you didn't even hold a primary.
Okay.
You did not hold a legitimate primary. You stiff-armed the competition. You got a guy through that you had cognitive problems. When it didn't look like he was going to survive, you just, without a democratic process, without a vote, to save democracy, you threw democracy out. So both sides are guilty of the same thing.
Without a doubt.
At least we moved on from our guy with the cognitive problems. You still have a guy with cognitive problems.
I can tell you right now, and this is from a guy who's choosing none of the above. Right. And
you could write me in.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm doing Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
I think that's a combination of the two.
I couldn't even get his vote. I tried.
The combination.
I would have wrote you in.
I gave you my vote twice.
I know work out well
I
for
know
you.
I was throwing it away. So I don't mind throwing this one away.
You gotta love your friends. You absolutely have to love your friends.
Right. Oh man.
But I can tell you, and the whole reason that I'm none of the above is I think the integrity on either side is so with the individual candidates. I don't know enough about the vice president candidates and where they're at, but the individual candidates that are standing at the top of both tickets, I think, don't deserve to be president of our country. I think our country's too strong for those two people to be president, and that is my opinion. Anyone else can have your opinion, vote the way you want to vote, and I encourage people to vote. But I have to take the stand that I'm sitting this one out, and it's the first time I've sat it out since I was 18 years old. So and that's how rough it is on me, because it's a real struggle for me to even sit this one out.
See, but you'll
be in it before it's over.
Yeah,
something's gonna happen that's gonna make you really mad, and you'll be in it before it's over.
Right.
Unrealized gains could be it.
Well,
but you're going to put in a ballot.
Oh yeah, no. I'll put in a ballot, but in that situation, I'm in the president, because there's so many other very important local stuff that we have to vote on.
Right.
For the presidency, I'll be there. I won't miss my
Weed
super
is on the
voter
ballot.
status.
He's voting.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
But
human rights is on the ballot. So.
There you go. But the point is, as long as you're counted as a voter, the individual vote that you make, to me, is less important in the fact that the process continues. To sit out completely and not go to the polls.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Is
doing
bad. I personally, I think voting should be an obligation. It should be a citizenship's requirement in the United States to vote. You don't have to vote for an individual, but you have to participate.
But it would violate one thing: freedom, not to vote.
No, you don't have to vote for anybody.
I fully get that, but when you compulsory make people go do something, that is a complete violation of freedom. Some people don't care about politics and don't want to vote about politics, but they want to live in this country, and they should have the freedom to do that.
You might call them conscientious objectors.
You might.
Okay.
And so, for me, if you, I've talked to people, I don't know enough about it, I don't want to vote because I don't want to learn about it because I hate the whole process. And so I respect those people for not showing up and just willy-nilly casting a ballot, not knowing anything about it.
Oh.
But when you say I got to make somebody, it's such a liberal response.
But that's not what I'm saying.
It's such a liberal response. It's such a progressive. You have
point
to
is
go do
you
something.
go to the
Progressive
ballot.
response, not liberal.
In
That's
the
a
old
progressive
days,
response.
the voters were counted by, in the old days, with a lever machine. You'd close the curtain, pull the lever back, and the levers would reset, and you counted. You're now a count on the ballot. Doesn't matter whether you push any lever down, left, or right.
Here we never had the levers.
No.
Never. Did you ever vote with a lever
Just
system?
hanging chance.
Always been bubbles for me.
Bubbles. No, that's South Florida.
That's right. Palm Beach
Run
County.
by a Democrat.
That's the
supervisor.
New York transplants that run that one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's New Yorkers that did that to Florida. It wasn't us.
As a matter of
We're
fact-
Florida. We were fine.
As a matter of fact, I just spoke to a buddy of mine today who is going to be down there getting his training in Palm Beach County to be a Democratic poll watcher.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
no.
Oh, great.
That's the right place to
I
go.
love that.
Damn you,
Yankees
Yankees.
I'm thinking
poll
about
watcher.
calling what's her name and see if she needs any more up here.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, just with me, I mean, this is probably on the president's side. We have 330 million people.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 2 people that I don't think I would go to dinner with.
I go to dinner with Trump.
Really?
I just want to
You wouldn't
see
unless-
how many times he can tell me how great he is at dinner.
Right.
I'd come up with a bet with you guys. We'd all have a number. I'd go to dinner. I'd write it down. We'd come back, and then we'd all go to dinner and talk about that dinner. So,
And he'd probably have you pick up the check.
Not according to how he tips.
No, he does some pretty good. The guy
he's a
does some pretty
gracious
good
tipper?
stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Good to know.
No, he is.
No
Yeah,
tax on
there's
tip?
hidden video of him just like handing out 20s and 100s and 50s to people on
He
golf
shouldn't
courses.
even have 20s in his pocket.
Yeah. Wait a second. On the golf courses?
Yeah.
On golf courses.
Right. That's so that they count poorly. You didn't see that swing. You didn't see that ball. You didn't see that.
He's actually-
Listen,
Are
a
you
whole-
questioning
he's
the
actually a really good
validity of
golfer.
Lenny, have you
results,
played
Lenny?
golf? You
Yes.
don't need anybody else to tell you to cheat in golf. You just wait till everyone's not looking, and then you write down whatever you want to.
Do what I do. Fill out the scorecard before you go out
Yes,
and play.
that's
Exactly.
perfectly fine.
But I mean, he's
That's it.
Rick Riley and Rick Riley's book, Who's Your Caddy? Rick Riley, who's Sports Illustrated guy, he went around and caddied for all these different people, and he said Trump's a legitimate 4 handicap, maybe even less than that. And that's a good golfer.
He had a hole-in-one about 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
He had a hole-in-one on a par 3. Yes.
What's
Boy,
it called?
that was a lot of rounds of drinks then.
You took me there.
It
You
was
took me
after
there.
he made the hole in one.
Yes.
Rename.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's going to get brought up on charges for election interference for having a hole-in-one. Yeah. All right.
Was there a hanging chair?
Yes. Are you guys ready to do trivia?
Oh, that's what we're here for.
Are we ready to do
Let me
trivia?
turn this over.
All right. Everybody turn your phones over. That Amanda, that goes for you, too.
Talking trash. What you talking trash about?
All right.
Willis.
Who won last week? See, I thought this week we would do, was it Kamala Harris that said it or some actor? Can we do
Yes.
that this week?
That was last week.
No.
That was last week.
I heard Blake was so furious about it.
That was last week. I was on like a 6-0 run, and then I missed like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Amanda read a bunch of them to Davey and
That
I.
was a lot of research, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard work on that one.
Amanda read them to Davey and I. We got all 5 right.
Yeah.
We cruised through that. We're like, no.
She had like 11 or 12.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There
Because
was,
I got like
there
my
was
first.
15 iconic movie quotes and there was only 14 for Kamala.
Yeah.
Right. And most of the iconic movie codes came from Michael Scott.
Office.
Right.
The Office, Seinfeld, and Friends.
All right. So here we go. First question. Which northeastern liberal state, I'm going to help you guys out by giving you a geography reference.
But you
If
repeat
Pete
yourself.
was here, it would be Utah. We know the answer to that if it's Pete. As a sanctuary state, they are now have 5 days that you can be in the state as a sanctuary resident illegally, and then they are deporting you out of their state. So which liberal northeastern state now has a 5-day you can be in the sanctuary state, and now you're gone? We're deporting you through ICE.
I want it to be New York. I want it to be New York.
So does New York.
I think it's the mass holes. So I think it's Massachusetts.
New York, Massachusetts, Lenny,
Jersey.
Jersey.
It's always Jersey.
I'm gonna say New York.
everybody would wish it was New York because they've got the biggest problem. It is Massachusetts.
Look at you
It
go.
is the massholes
On
that
the
are
board.
doing that. Yes.
That sounds like something the massholes would do.
Yeah. They're a sanctuary state, but you get 5 days and then vámonos, muchachos.
We're a sanctuary, but we start that clock.
Right.
Yes. All right, I'm rolling through because I got some good ones we may save.
Mini sanctuary?
Right.
What would that
By
be?
Troy
Teeny
Blevins.
tank-
It's like a long
Titty
weekend.
tanktuary? I don't know.
A long weekend.
Donald Trump has refused intel briefings. There's one reason why he's not getting the intel, doesn't want to get the intel briefings. What is the one reason he says he does not want to get the intel briefings?
Because he thinks they're false information.
Lenny?
Too much time. He can't read that well. What? He never read them when he was a president.
Okay,
He's going to read them as a candidate?
okay. Lenny, I know you don't like Trump, but at some point you just go for the correct answer.
Yeah. His,
What? That's not the correct answer?
his IQ is higher than any of the other candidates that are out there out of the other three.
But he did say Obama once. Okay, so all right. I'm gonna say it's because the intel briefings are too woke.
Too woke.
That answer's more progressive than Lenny's.
I feel like his transition team got called into question and people brought in for investigation. So I'm assuming that he's just trying to cover his bases to not get indicted.
Again.
You're the closest one. He will not take the intel briefings because he says if they give him an intel briefing and something gets leaked, he's going to be blamed for it. So I do give him credit for being smart enough to go, you set me up last time.
Right.
You're not setting me up this time. I'm not getting any of them. If I don't have them, I cannot be blamed for leaking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Judy Woodruff last week accused him of trying, it was so funny, of trying to change an election by talking to Benjamin Netanyahu. There's no evidence that he had.
Indict Benjamin Netanyahu.
So there's no evidence that Trump told Benjamin Netanyahu not to take a deal with peace with Gaza and the Palestinians there, right? But she alleged that. She then apologizes, right, and says, "Oh, I got bad information." She kind of made it up. The two sources she
she
cited.
George W'd it.
I
yes.
divined bad information.
The two sources she
came to me in a
cited
dream.
never said that.
She Bush 43'd
She
it.
Bush 43'd it the entire way, right? I'll give you that, Troy Blevins, because and to me, then Woodruff says to the panel, "Well, you know, Biden should go ahead and broker that peace deal." Well, isn't that the same thing you just accused Trump of doing, right? Mm-hmm. If there was a peace deal, that would be helpful to the Biden administration, and it's Kamala Harris. If there's no peace deal, that would be worse for them. So you accuse Trump of trying to make it worse, and then you encourage the president to go fix it so that candidate will win. You just did the same thing you accused him of, and you're too stupid to realize it. So, all right.
That's politics.
That's politics. All right, this is, who's up first, Blake?
Lenny.
I think
Lenny.
Lenny is.
Lenny is, okay. All right. Women were asked what's the least attractive hobbies for men. Women, what is the
Podcasters.
least attractive hobbies for men? Okay. 90% of them settled on this one item. If you get the number one item, I'll give you 2 points. Other than that, it's 1 point per answer, and there's only a few. You get one round around. So Lenny,
The least attractive hobby.
least attractive hobby for men to have according to women.
This is in the definition of hobby. That's what this is.
It's not a definition of hobby.
No. What do you think men do that women say that's a terrible hobby?
Yeah.
90% of them.
Not working
Is
on
porn a
cars.
hobby?
Aw.
For some
See,
people.
that's what I'm saying.
for
It's
some
in the
people.
definition of hobby. It's in the definition of that word. That's how we figured
It's
this out.
not on this list.
Okay, all right.
I'll give you that because I don't want 4 porn answers when you guys can come up with something more creative than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Let's
like
see.
Blake liking Donald Trump. I mean, you could use that as a hobby.
Yeah.
I'm giving Lenny ideas.
Yeah, right, that's right. Because I need help with those. Not volunteer firefighting.
No, not that.
That's a good one, right? That's
They
a good
don't
one.
sell calendars to women of volunteer firefighters because chicks think firefighters are ugly.
They're hideous. You are hideous.
Wait, no, you're absolutely right. Say that one.
Yeah.
I'm stalling as
You
long as I
had
can.
your chance, Amanda, and you blew it.
You're hideous. Take off your shirt.
Yeah.
I know.
Working on
Today,
cars.
Lenny.
Working on cars. Blake,
Come on.
you've had 7 minutes to come up with an answer. What do you got?
All right.
I couldn't.
All right. Coin collecting.
Coin collecting.
I don't think that's mainstream
Sorry, Dad.
is
enough to
not
make the
on
list.
here. No
Oh,
coin
dang
collecting.
it.
Amanda,
Please
you're
don't
the
tell me-
only woman in the room. Can you
I know.
make your sex
I have-
proud?
Please
I
don't
have
say surfing.
2 answers. But because it depends on the ladies that they asked. So I'm just going to go with video gaming.
Troy?
She took mine. Do I have to come up with a different
You
one?
got to come up with a different answer.
Dang
Yes.
it. I was so
Yes.
locked in on that. I was like,
Yes.
I got this one.
Uh-huh.
So video games was my answer. Now I'm going to be in Lenny's mode.
So, did you see the UFO over there? I'll help you out.
I was 100%
Just
locked
go
in
with
on that.
fireman calendars. Just go with firemen.
I didn't even go beyond
Yes.
that. Oh, crapolas.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say the one I would think of if I was a woman would be surfing. But,
And you're not talking in the ocean.
and that joke came from Blake. So
yes,
thank you, Blake.
yes.
I will go with stamp collecting.
What about smoking?
A couple of you guys were
not a
close. So,
hobby.
so
I'm going to go with golf.
golf. Golf's not on here.
Okay.
Which there's no sports on here, which tells me they asked a bunch of women whose men don't play sports, right? Because
Yeah.
golf would have.
So,
So,
Wait, hold on. So is
So-
pickleball on there?
here we go. Bird watching,
Nice.
comic book collecting,
Oh, yeah.
taxidermy. What men do taxidermy, right?
Like 5 in
Yeah.
the Midwest.
Yeah.
Building model trains.
Oh,
Wow.
What they asked the
I should've
villages?
just went- I
Did
should've
they
just
ask what
went
the
with
villages?
Sheldon.
I
Yes.
know.
I should have went straight to Sheldon and went, what are Sheldon's hobbies?
Right.
Exactly.
And I would have been able to nail those.
Yeah.
Gambling,
Oh, hey.
online trolling,
That's a hobby.
hobby?
That's why I was saying it's going to be in the definition of hobby.
magic tricks.
Okay, now we're in Wallowitz.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah. Collecting figurines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, where's your
Hummels?
Funko
You
Pops
drove?
at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Number one answer: playing video games.
There you go.
I
Number
had it
one
locked
answer.
in and you got me. You got me
Number
so
one
good.
answer.
I was like so sure about that
the
one.
age range
So-
on those people were.
The other one that I was toying with was if it was just done like in New York City or in California, then I would think hunting would be an unattractive hobby because they
No.
wouldn't want the pew-pews around. But if it's not city dwellers, then
No,
That's what
women
you get.
still like hunter
Yeah, but-
gatherers.
What's the age
Feel like
range
you
you
did
think
that.
that men play video games?
Right now, if you're
Every age.
in your
Every
30s or 40s,
yeah.
they're still playing it.
Yeah, every age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I mean, I don't think I've, outside of.
I think it
an
lost
arcade
after
game.
Gen X. If you want anything past Gen X, it's
It's not. I don't have the time for it, but
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that play online with their friends that they met in high school or college, and they're still
Really?
playing new games with them. And obviously Evan Moore is making a fortune at it and doing
Yeah.
incredibly well. It's just not something I enjoy doing.
yeah. I have a friend who's over 50 who plays a game. He'll build up the character and then sell the character for like $50,000 or $60,000, and then he'll build up another
because you
character.
get a ton of like
yeah.
special armors and
Yeah.
special powers.
And
Right,
he'll
and
build
then-
up that character, and then he'll sell that one. And he
And then you would sell it to someone like Mike who wants to play but doesn't have the time to build up all of that stuff.
Okay. See, I never got into it. First of all, because
And who has
I
more
was
money than sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was right. I was
Like
always
Mike.
working at night, but by that same token, the trying to use the joystick or the keyboard and stuff. My left and my right is always backwards, so I'd be going in the wrong direction. So I don't even have the physical aptitude to do that well.
That
Fingers
explains
are
your
dyslexic.
voting. Right there. That explains your
Your left and
voting.
right's all backwards.
Damn it. Oh, okay. That explains a lot.
We are at an
I
existential
can't wait till he
crisis.
votes for Trump.
I know.
Son of a, you betrayed me again. South Florida.
All right, we have an existential crisis according to the End Times headlines.
Oh, no.
End times.
Oh,
Okay.
scientists
know
are
what that
now claiming that the Y chromosome is slowly vanishing. Blake, do you understand what the Y chromosome is?
That is the.
Hang on.
Oh, geez, what's going on now, Mike?
Hello, this is Mike. It's the third time you've called me. Oh, it's not mine. God, man, they're going to keep calling until they stop. That was the third phone call.
Okay.
And during the hour, so it's my dermatologist. I'm good now.
You thought it was. I didn't know
Skin
what
cancer. This is skin cancer. This is skin cancer.
Right, so the Y chromosome is what men have.
Yes.
Women have 2 X's, but they're saying it's vanishing. Right? It's slowly deteriorating. So how many years, Blake, until it's gone?
Ooh, I'm gonna say 69 years.
I'm going to say it's a little bit more than that. I'll say 690 years.
I'm going to split the difference between them and make Lenny go the other way. I'm going to say 333 years.
Lenny?
150. It'll happen in Blake's lifetime. But then
What?
Blake's going to live to be 150?
Yeah, we're going to replace his blood with something. Right.
Right.
So does this then take away the need to worry about gender at all if it's going to evaporate?
Not
Why
really.
are we wasting all our time on this stuff now?
So the Y...
I do think it's funny that we only had to explain the Y chromosome to one person in the room.
Wait. I want to check. I'm going to go less than 69.
The Y chromosome has lost 900 of its has lost 900 active genes over the last 166 million years. It's down to 55 active genes.
Should have got 69 million.
So basically, the Y chromosome tells you you're a male, and that's it, right? According to science, people. At this rate, the 55 genes will be gone in 11 million years.
11 million years.
11 million years.
Oh,
We're
I'm
so
so
close.
worried about it.
We're so close.
I was the highest number, right?
Yes, you are.
690. You're only off by 10 million.
So I guess this gender thing will kick around for a little while longer.
I read the article and I'm like, okay, how fast it vanish? And you got to get to the last paragraph for them to throw the joke out on you. Hey, you read this whole article for 11 million years. So.
And when do they say the world's going to end
Right, I
and
was going
be
to say the end, right,
uninhabitable?
the end times,
Like, we're
exactly.
good.
Is that
All right.
right? Which is
we're good.
happening first? Yeah.
According to
And I guarantee
AOC,
you-
it's 12 years, right?
I guarantee
Wait,
you-
that was how many years ago? Was that 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
All right, well,
So 6 years we got
Smoke 'em
left?
if you got 'em.
6 years, right. 6 years we got left?
However it ends, the woman's going to blame the man for it.
Yes, it's your fault that gene went
Just
away.
so
That's
clear.
why they're disappearing. They're just noping out.
Why?
All right. In San Francisco, this is a true Florida man story
Very
that
few Y
comes to
chromosomes.
us from San Francisco.
The ones that have it, it's low T.
Yeah.
A man robbed an FBI truck. So there's an FBI surveillance truck. A man robbed
They never
it.
saw it coming.
Thousands of dollars of equipment. What did he sell it for, Amanda?
He robbed an FBI surveillance truck of thousands of dollars of
Yes,
equipment.
what did he sell it for?
What did he sell it for?
Mhm.
I'm going to say 6,900.
I'm going to say $69.
Yeah, that was my first guess.
I was going to say heroin.
Heroin.
A hit.
Give me a number.
A
It was
value.
meth that
A
he
value
sold
of
it for,
heroin.
but yeah.
I know
Okay.
you're really up on the exchange rate of
Yes,
heroin.
the heroin went up.
$1,000.
$1,000. Blake?
Oh, I really just
So
want prices
69.
right now and just say $1, but Amanda already said 69. I'm gonna say, 1,001.
Should have gone the other way with $1. $20.
$20.
$20 worth of meth. He
I know
robbed from the
people that need
FBI.
tech equipment. Come on.
$20.
Hey, I got some. I got some cameras.
Oh,
I got 20
man.
Some good surveillance cameras.
Yeah.
Time of
FBI didn't even know.
She was just
Didn't even know.
She's taking the whole van.
Could have used some of that in Pennsylvania a few months ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
All right.
soon.
Troy Blevins, price of eggs have gone up. We talked about it earlier today. How much has the price of eggs gone up under the Biden administration, starting from the day they were sworn in until today?
How
What
much?
percentage?
How many
Are
eggs
these
are there?
organic eggs?
12 eggs,
Are these-
organic eggs,
are these
regular old eggs.
White
yeah.
dyed eggs? Are they
What-
fertility
what?
eggs? Which,
Are they everyday's best? Or
Are they vaginal jade eggs?
yes. Are
We
they
need to
fish
know.
eggs?
Yes.
All right. I'm assuming you're talking chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs, yes, sir.
Standard chicken, large eggs,
Yes.
semi-cracked whenever you open
Great
it.
eggs.
Yes.
You're talking percentage.
Correct.
I'm going to say they went up 180%.
Lenny?
290.
And
Said the
then,
man who's voting Democrat.
and So
He doesn't eat eggs.
Yeah, but my wife does, and she makes them buy organic.
Yeah.
They went up 700%.
Pretty much.
So did Rebecca.
what was the first point again? Like that they first measured?
From the day the Biden administration was sworn in until today.
Okay, I'm gonna say 322%.
I think it was right.
And you're voting Democrat too. Okay.
They're gonna come down eventually, Mike.
We'll get a Republican
We'll
president.
just keep
Dad
doing
still
the
buys
same
his groceries.
things we are
Inflation's
doing.
under 3%.
But we'll still be
Calm
saying how
down.
Trump over here. Jeez.
In order to maintain the same lifestyle that you are living in 2021, you need $15,000 more to maintain the same lifestyle, according to government studies. Don't tell me inflation's down.
Wait, you followed that.
Well, that's an apple and an
You
orange.
had a great statement.
Until you said
And
government.
you said, according to government studies.
Yeah.
And then it all went out the window.
Who's in charge of the government
That's
right
what
now?
we should have done a raspberry.
You don't need
All
15,000.
right, what percentage do you have?
According to my bills, you do.
Come on, you're the only one who buys eggs on a regular basis.
No, it's not true.
No, my husband's buy eggs.
Yeah. Your husband.
Pete and Jerry's
My
on sale
husband.
for another
do
couple
you
days at
I'll say 323.
323. 147%. Troy
Oh, sure, I
Blevins
got it.
Yeah.
is
Every Sunday.
Lenny and Blake are just striking out here.
Yep.
All right. There was a voter registration change study done. They do not have all the states. I apologize that they do not. Okay. So the gist of this article was that there's more Republican voters now than there are Democrat voters. So
nationally.
this is nationally. So they've gone through
Is
and
this-
they've added up the states that they show. It's not all 50 states. It's probably
Raw
about 30
numbers
states.
or
raw
new?
numbers. Raw numbers.
Okay.
So Republicans have a net increase of 393,000 new voters across the country. What is the net decrease for Democrats across these states in this unnamed report that you have to guess? But I gave you the Republican number. So what do you think the net loss for Democrats is?
Only 300,000 for Republicans?
393. I thought that was a
400?
rather small number as
I
well.
agree,
across the
considering
entire-
there was a million people difference in Florida alone.
Yes. Yep. But that's new register vote changes since the last election.
Right.
Yeah. So,
So,
you're talking just
yeah.
switching.
Just switching parties
Switching
or
parties.
registering as a new.
Or they
person.
go from Democrat
Yep.
to.
So Democrats have
independent.
lost. How many have they lost? What number?
I think it's you first.
I went first last time.
Oh, are you looking for a percentage?
No, just a number.
I thought I
Number
said
of voters.
180 first.
Number of voters
I
across.
said
Yeah,
180
you
first.
said
It's you
180
first.
first.
I
It's
said
you
180
first,
first.
Lenny.
It is Lenny first. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause I remember you writing it down.
900,000. If it's only 300,000 from the other one, it doesn't make sense. But
900,000.
Okay. Dang it, that was gonna be my number, Lenny. Dang you.
You just have to do one up or below it. You're good.
No, because otherwise these two over here would just get.
We'll lock you in. You're right.
You're right. You're getting locked in. So might as well pick a
100%. No
number.
matter which way you go,
Pick a
you're
number.
getting locked in,
Yeah.
either high or low.
1 billion.
1 billion.
And you were giving him advice on how to
Rewind
answer.
the show
finger, right?
and listen to the at some point.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you two have to lock.
What you
Okay.
got?
393.
Mhm.
He said
900,000.
900,000.
Mhm.
You're
She's
just
not
gonna.
counting Democratic
I'm
registration.
gonna say
drives. Oh, well.
899.
Yeah.
I think we may be high.
Well, and I don't want to lock her in all the way,
Yeah, you do.
so I'm going to say 897.
I'm gonna
Give me
need
a little
some,
wiggle room.
I'm
I
gonna
like
need
just
some
some room.
help here, right? So
The billion?
I think Lenny finally has a point because the answer is 3,584,000.
He's
He's got a point.
Because
He's
he
at a
didn't
billion.
go high.
He's at a billion.
He could have easily got that point locked in.
So the Democrats picked up or lost?
Lost 3.5,
million.
almost 3.6 million voters. Now, some of that some of it could be you have
Chicago.
older people.
Well-
you have people they could have been cleaning out old rolls.
Right,
You
they've
could
been
have had
purging
people that passed
everywhere,
away.
yeah.
So a whole bunch of reasons why that could have happened. I mean, I don't
3
look at
million.
this other than it's a question for this. I don't think there's any data you can get out of this and go, oh,
No.
this moves the
Texas
needle
just
one way or the other.
purged like 1 million voters
Right.
off the rolls,
Yes.
and part of that was non-documented immigrants
Right.
being on the rolls, but part of it was dead people.
And I'd like to see a breakdown, because I'm sure they have it, of the people that have been purged by rolls, of how many were Republicans and how many were non-aligned and how many were Democrats.
Yeah.
Because I think that's an intriguing number.
Well, most of them came from Chicago.
Well,
All right.
Vegas also just had a huge number that were removed off of their voters.
And Texas.
Oh,
you started in Texas,
and
Georgia,
Nevada, but specifically
and Florida.
Right now,
Las Vegas,
Blake is pitching his own shutout. Right now.
He threw
Okay.
$1 billion at it. He could have easily have won that point.
Right. So
It's not
He's
even
so
trying.
annoying.
So salty.
in Israel, they had a museum. It had a display of vases. 3,500-year-old vases.
Vases.
Thank you. So they did not have any ropes around them. They didn't have any glass around them. They were just out there where anybody could walk up next to them. How old was the child who broke the 35,000-year-old vase? This vase has survived war, pestilence, famine, all kinds of invading armies in and out of that area. And all of a sudden, a Canaanite vase, 3,500 years old, is taken down by one child. How old was the child?
Blake,
3-year-old.
a 4-year-old.
I'm sticking with 4. That's what's at our house, and she can break anything.
Yeah, there's definitely a 4 in it because I don't think the kid was 14, so I'm going with 4.
All right, continuing to pitch your own shutout. Lenny gets a point, Troy gets a point, and Amanda gets a point.
And you know, and the end of the story is the museum said, "Oh, we'll glue it back together." They did. They're gonna glue it back together.
Well, they probably will.
They're working with it. Okay,
As long as it's stable enough to do that.
California.
It
Might
was
have been glued
smashed pretty
together
well. I
already.
saw the story.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
smashed pretty well.
So we got a tie at the top.
took it well.
4, and 2. So this is hopefully a tiebreaker for you two. California
Video games.
poised
Not
to
bitter.
approve money for first-time homebuyers, if and only if they are an illegal immigrant. Poised to approve this. How much money are they willing to give an illegal immigrant for their first home purchase in the state of California?
Is this me first?
You first.
I'll say $25K. That was what Kamala was going to do.
I'll go 30.
Well, considering I'm out of it, I thought it was $25K, but I'm going 150. Somebody was offering $150,000 for something.
And you're voting for her.
This is California. This is Gavin Newsom, the guy that can never be president because all they're going to say is California.
Where's she from?
That's where she's from, Lenny.
Well, a long time ago.
Hey, Rich Nixon and Ronald Reagan are from California. You didn't give
Did you
them
see-
crap.
Who you got?
They
What do
didn't
you
live
got
long
for a
enough for
dollar
me to
amount?
give them crap.
All right. I'm gonna say 50K, please,
No.
Get him on the board.
please.
Continuing the shutout.
Right, no. I think it's 25. Yeah.
$150,000 was the answer,
I'm
Lenny.
back, baby.
Are
I'm
you
back.
kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm telling you what. Right now, if Lenny gets this answer right, we're just going with a 3-way tie.
Why does
All right.
anyone live in California?
That makes no sense.
Why
Trust
does
me.
It's a
anyone?
I heard
It
he
burns,
loves
it
LA.
shakes.
He
Is
does.
that true? You love
He
LA?
loves LA.
I
The
can't
weather
stand
was
it.
perfect. He
I
said.
can't stand it.
Great place to visit.
I was expecting him to come back and poop on it like life is beautiful, and he came
Right.
back a fan.
According
What is
to
that?
Headline USA, Troy Blevins, this percentage of Americans are looking for new jobs. It's the highest percentage of the workforce ever that has looked for a new job at the same time.
rate was so low.
Highest rate in decades. It's the highest rate since way back.
Well, this
Highest rate since
this
2014.
doesn't have so much to do with the job market. It has to do with the mentality of Gen Xers and millennials.
Mhm.
Mike and I, and Lenny's generation, we were attached to our job.
Yes.
The generation Blake's in and the generation below us, they realized
That would be mine.
changing jobs actually benefits you in life.
Mhm.
You know, because if you stay with the job, you kind of get stagnant. So I think it has to do with that. I'm going to say it's 40.
I think it has to do with $15,000 to maintain the same life that you had in 2021.
Yeah, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, but they don't own houses or cars, so it's okay.
Yeah, they
Some
don't-
of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know.
But I'm going to say 46%.
48, because I think it's a little higher, actually.
I'm gonna say 50.
Suckered him right into it.
I'm just going to say 45 to be different.
I think it's like 60, though.
Please.
He's
Please.
on the
Please.
board. He's
Please.
on the board.
Please.
Continuing an epic shutout. The first time Blake has pitched a shutout, and I can't remember when.
I wanted to be 47 so bad.
The answer is 28%.
So you win.
Amanda
my
wins.
goodness.
Blake takes the shutout. Oh, man. Blake, is there a topic you'd like me to cover next week so I can get you on the board?
Yeah, it would have to be NASCAR. Or something.
Human misery.
Because he was talking into his armpit, he said human misery.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah, but they couldn't out there.
Okay, yeah.
Spoken
Brilliant.
like a true Zoomer.
Amanda, congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
I have a
Congrats.
whole bunch of questions we never got. This was one of those weeks that there's just a ton of information, and it's like I just was hoping we could get to all of it.
I never got my legs back under me after the video games.
Yes.
I was on such a roll when that happened, and then bam.
You actually had. I could have given you one, but I just said nah. We stick with the two. All right, you guys have Bollox tonight.
Yeah.
What do you have on Bollox?
We're
tonight?
talking about mobsters, and we're talking about different hits, history of mobs, some of those things. A little bit different, and Mike's one of the guys that doesn't like mob movies.
I don't
Really?
He wasn't a Goodfellas guy. He wasn't, a
Never
Godfather.
seen The Sopranos. Never seen The Godfather.
You never seen
Really?
any of the Godfathers?
No.
Oh wow, I didn't realize
It's just
that.
not my job. I don't horror movies and mob movies. Not my thing.
Yeah, I can agree on horror movies. I don't do it, but the mob stuff, it all happened where I grew up,
Done.
so it was all localized.
You're living.
It's your uncle.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So we'll probably go into some mob movies and some of those things too.
Very cool.
Favorite mob movie.
My favorite is I think I got to go with Godfather, the first one. I think Godfather 2 was great, but I think the first one kind of opened the door to all the great mob movies.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Forget about it.
The Godfather.
The Godfather.
Spidey, you
Amanda?
mumbling? Yeah.
Mob movie. I'm gonna say Oscar with Sylvester Stallone. He's a mobster trying to go straight.
I will tell you,
Marissa Tomei's in it.
my favorite
That
mob.
is horrible.
I know it is. I know it is.
My favorite
I
mob
said it just to make
show
you mad.
right now is Tulsa King.
Well, you got Sylvester
Tulsa
Stallone.
King. If you have not seen season 1 of Tulsa King,
I heard it's great.
it's excellent. Season 2 is getting ready to drop in September, which is right around the corner next week.
He looks good.
And he looks good. It was a perfect role for him.
Yeah.
He played it perfectly, and you will not guess the end. There's no way you're going to figure out the end of that first series.
What was the
What I
Steve
got-
Martin mob movie where he was under? He got
Oh, Pennies from Heaven.
pennies from.
Oh,
Three Amigos, Men in Plaid.
It was pennies.
Pennies from Heaven. Yeah. Arugula. It's a vegetable.
All right, you guys got the mobs tonight on Bollox. Tomorrow morning there'll be a phenomenal morning show where you probably won't be able to talk about anything government.
No, I won't be able to talk. Well, I can talk as long as it's not coming in front of me.
Yes.
Can't you
All
say
right.
speaking as a private citizen?
Yeah.
No? No?
Maybe.
I don't want to
This
lose
ain't New
my.
York, Lenny.
I don't want to lose my vote. You know.
We used to have meetings before the meetings. So.
It's hurting me to
That's
lose my
not how
vote.
it was done in Florida, Lenny.
Yeah.
At
The
the,
meeting before the meeting was the mob guy telling you how to vote.
That's
at
Donnie
the Italian
Brasco.
restaurant.
Donnie Brasco.
That's Donnie Brasco. That movie.
By the way, that was my restaurant.
That was actually his.
That was actually after the meeting we went back.
The
Yeah.
Jewish kid with the Italian
It
restaurant.
makes so much more sense.
It does now. All right, thank you all. Have a wonderful 4-day weekend if you work on this show. But
Or you're
enjoy Labor Day
anytime.
weekend. All of you that work, thank you for working. We appreciate it. It's the end, officially kind of the end of summer, so
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
The economic end of